Hey guys, all right, let's get started. Today we are going to be graphing parabolas. Now, graphing parabolas are going to be very, very similar to graphing absolute value, okay? Remember when we graphed an absolute value, we still had an A, we still had an H, and we still had a K, except that instead of these parentheses, we had those bars, right? And if you notice this time we have parentheses around the x minus h instead of bars, and it's raised to the power of 2. It's squared, okay? So it looks a little different, but it's going to be almost identical to what you did with graphing absolute value. The only difference here is that the graph is U-shaped, okay? U-shaped, okay? It's called a parabola, all right? So that's the main thing that you want. This is basic, if you remember nothing else, okay? This is the main thing I want you to remember, okay? The rest of it works just like absolute values, okay? So let's do, what I'm gonna do today is 2 quick examples, and then I'm gonna help you guys with a ton of your homework, okay? All right, here we go. Here's the first example. And it would help if you had graph paper and a ruler, okay? And a calculator. All right, here we go. The first one is y equals, we have x minus 2 squared minus 2. Minus 1. All right. So I'm gonna graph this really quick. Give me a second. I will draw x and y axes. Okay. All right, here we go. Make that one longer. Okay, all right, so again, couple things. Vertex, right? H comma K. We want the vertex, all right? So if you look, the H is right there. It's H opposite, okay? So I'm gonna write down vertex. And that's gonna be H opposite, so negative 2 is going to be positive 2, okay? And k, keep it the same, so negative 1. All right, so there's my h, there's my k. Let's plot it. 2, negative 1, so 1, 2, down 1, okay? All right, first thing, that's my vertex, okay? And let's do the slope. Now, this time, this is a little bit different because we are graphing a parabola, which is U-shaped. It's not the V. So the slope that we have only works one time. Okay, you have to use it once and only once. All right, so here's our A. Okay, our A is this guy in the front. There's nothing there, so what do I have to do? That's right, I have to put 1 over 1. Okay, all right, and that's up 1 over 1. So my one-time slope. So my one-time slope is up 1 over 1. All right, so from the vertex, I go up 1 over 1. I also go up 1 over 1, okay? All right, so now that's getting started. Now the only difference that we do now, besides the U shape, is I'm going to draw this x and y, the t-chart, okay? I'm going to put my vertex 2 comma negative 1 right here in the middle, so 2 comma negative 1, okay? And I will put a box around that so you know it's the vertex. Then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start at 2, and I'm going to count forwards, 3, 4, so put a 3 and a 4, and then I'm going to count backwards, 1, 0. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is just fill in these extra spots. So watch this. Let's come up with the coordinates for that point. What's the coordinate there? That's 1 comma 0. So look, we have 1 comma 0. So put 1 comma 0. All right. Then we have this point right here, 3 comma 0, right? 1, 2, 3 comma 0. That's right here, 3 comma 0. I don't know if you notice, but they're the same, okay? Guess what's going to happen here and here? These two numbers are going to match, okay? But this is what we have to do to get those two numbers, okay? We're going to take our calculator. Okay. All right. Oops, let me get that in the equation. Okay. Turn it on. Clear whatever's there. All right. Now, we want to plug that 0 into our equation. Okay. For x. This is my x value, 0. Where I see the x right there, I'm going to put a 0. So watch this. I'm going to start off with 1 over 1. That's just 1. Okay. So whatever the 1 times slope is, push it. So 1. Okay. And then you see parentheses, right? So push parentheses. The x is 0, so put in a 0. Then it says minus 2. Close the parentheses. Then we're going to square it, so push squared. Okay, and then it says minus 1, so minus 1. Hit enter, and you get 3. Okay, so I get 0, 3. All right, now I don't have to do any more work. Remember, this guy is going to match this guy, so this guy's 3. Okay, and now just plot those points. 0, 3. That's 0, 1, 2, 3. That's right there. And then 4, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's right there. And here is my parabola. Okay, so you're just going to sketch that guy. All right, and try to get it to look like a U. Okay, that's all you got to do. Just try to get this guy curved a little bit. Okay. All right, and that's that. That's our parabola. All right, now, a couple things you need to know. All right, this is my vertex. All right, this guy right here is my vertex. All right. This guy right here and this guy right here, these guys are my x-intercepts. Okay, these two guys right here. These two guys. I don't know why I did it that way. That's really sloppy. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, those two guys are my x-intercepts. And this guy right here is on the y-axis. This is called my y-intercept. Okay? So the 2 points right here on the x-axis are called your x-intercepts. And this point right here on the y-axis, that's called your y-intercept. Okay? All right? Kind of a lot to take in, but remember, most of this is graphed just like absolute values. Let's do one more quick one, okay? Let's do one more quick one. Here it is. I have y equals -3 times x plus 1 squared minus 2. All right, so here we go. Draw my graph. All right, here we go. All right, let's get my vertex. Okay, my vertex. Remember, that's h, comma, k. So here's my h opposite, so -1. K keep it the same, so -2. Okay, so -1, -2. So go -1, -2. There's my vertex, okay. Then let's look at my slope, my one-time slope. All right, what does it say? It says -3. Remember, we need to turn it into a fraction, so that's going to be -3 over 1. So that -3 means I'm going in which direction? That's right, I'm going down 3. Okay, so down 3 over 1. All right, so from here I go down 1, 2, 3 over 1 and down 3 over 1. Okay, now I'm going to just make a t-chart really quick. Okay, x and y. Okay, I'm going to put my vertex right in the middle. That was -1, -2, right? So -1, -2, put a little box around it. Okay, now from here, from -1, count up. Okay, so -1, what's the next number up? That's right, it's 0, and then it's 1. Okay, then count backwards. What's lower than -1? That's -2, and then -3. Okay, all right, now if you go to your graph, let's get the coordinate for this point. Ready? It's -2, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -2, -5, right? So that's -2, -5. Guess what this y coordinate is going to be? That's right, it's also -5. Okay, now we just have to get these two. Okay, so grab your calculator. All right, clear whatever's there. Let's plug this in. -3 parentheses. Here's my x. What am I going to plug in for x? That -3 right there. So put -3 plus 1. Close it, raise it to the power of 2, and then subtract 2, minus 2, hit enter, and you get -14. Okay, so this is -14. And what's this going to be down here? That's right, -14. Okay, so we could plot that. We don't need to, that's kind of crazy, but let's do it anyway. -3, -14, so 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, so it's right here. Okay, and then also 1, -14, so 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's down here. Okay, and there is my parabola. Just sketch it. Okay, can't really use a ruler there because it's not a straight line, right? Okay, so just sketch it, and remember to try to make this part as curved as possible. Okay, because it's not a V, it's a parabola. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Peace.